All right, what's going on? Welcome to a quick video. We're gonna see if it's quick or not. We're gonna get into the post that David Goggins just put on his Instagram. So this is where I'm gonna be dissecting what they're doing right now as training, right? For those that are unaware, maybe you clicked on this because you're aware of the connection that David Goggins did with Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is a UFC fighter, and he's prepping, he's training, getting ready for his next fight with Patty, and he actually is now hired David Goggins as a trainer. But David Goggins is not a UFC fighter. He's not a fighter. He's just a long distance training athlete, I'm gonna say, right? And he used to be a Navy SEAL and all that, but he very motivated. This guy, he be doing a million chin ups and a million lunges, uh, stuff like that. So we're gonna get into it. Let's see exactly what is going on here. All right, because we're gonna be reading the comment that David Goggins posted right here on his Instagram. It was a while back, not that long ago. But so let's see. Now the question is this sustainable, or is this even smart? Is this smart for you to train to the level of David Goggins to prepare for your next fight? That's the question. Is this smart to do this? And I'm gonna say kind of yes. You know, for those that are new here to my channel, my name is Manny, by the way, and I actually went through some pretty, I'm gonna say, brutal training, some training in regards to military as well. I was a drill instructor there, and the training there just to become a drill instructor, even just becoming a Marine. I was a martial arts instructor and stuff like that, and now I'm a certified personal trainer. I own my own gym and boot camp. So I'm a certified personal trainer. That's what I do. And I work out at least 4 days out of the week. I'm a runner. I do cardio, core, and strength training, stuff like that. So I've been in it for quite a while. I opened up my training facility in 2009, and we're going strong now. But so I'm gonna give you my unbiased opinion, right? My unbiased opinion, raw, real, as you can see, live. And let's see what is this smart? Because the worst thing that can happen is for Tony to get hurt doing this kind of high impact exercise. All right, so right here, David Goggins says Tony finished Hell Week today. I have had many people try, yet he is the first one to get through it. All right. Wow. So is there some kind of workout regiment that David calls Hell Week? Because I know Hell Week is from the Navy SEALs, right? The Navy SEALs. There's a certain phase when you go through Navy SEAL training that they call Hell Week. So if I Google David Goggins, Hell Week workout. Let's go there real quick. So if I go there, what comes up? Is there some kind of workout that he has, like a structured workout that he calls Hell Week, David Goggins? So we have one on YouTube. David Goggins puts UFC's Tony Ferguson through hell. So we might go into Men's Hell. That's a good magazine. Hell Week, the Navy SEAL workout. Okay. So is this from David Goggins though? You know, we're gonna check it out right now. We're gonna make sure we understand what is Hell Week for David Goggins. Ferguson's completes Goggins Hell Week training. Okay. Let's see if we get the whole package of what it consists of, right? Let's see. No, see, it's not in here. So right here on this article, it says Tony finished Hell Week today. Goggins wrote on Instagram, I have had many people try it, yet he is the first one to get through it. I have had a lot of great athletes over the years want to train with me, but one reason or another, something always miraculously comes up so they can't complete it. See, so let's see if we actually get to know what the workout consists of. Hell Week workout routine. All right, so here we go. Decline. All right, so what is Hell Week? Okay, so here we go. Hell Week is performed by U.S. Navy SEALs as part of their training. They're required to perform physical tasks for over 20 hours a day. Goggins isn't nicknamed the toughest man alive for no reason. He's previously completed 3 Hell Weeks. Day 1 of Hell Week with Tony Ferguson consists of 3+ hours of high-intensity tempo cardio, over 600 push-ups, tones the chest exercises, stair climber, assault bike, rowing, elliptical, and then repeat. All right, so there you have it. So we have, man, that's a long time, around 3+ hours of high-intensity tempo cardio. All right. Over 600 push-ups. Stair climber, assault bike, rowing, elliptical. So these are the ones. These are the cardio. And then we have push-ups. So you probably do a certain amount of push-ups after the stairway. So you go into the stairway, you do push-ups. Assault bike, push-ups. Rowing, push-ups. And then elliptical, push-ups. You keep on doing that. Upper body, lower body, which is a big hit on the chest as well. 600 push-ups to be exact. Tony is giving everything he has and is officially back in the lab. Stay hard. Goggin shared on his Instagram. So how old is Tony Ferguson, right? Because age is going to play a big factor. Tony is 39. 39. He'll be 40 in 3 months. He'll be 40 in 3 months. Okay. All right. So there you have it. So let's go back to that post. We'll probably come back to this one too. Let's see what else they say here. But let's go back to that Instagram post that David Goggins posted on Instagram. So right here, Tony finished. So that's what it consists of, right? The whole elliptical, the rower, the assault bike, the stairway, the stairs, right? Tony finished Hell Week today. I have had many people try it, yet he is the first one to get through it. Damn, like 3 hours. That's a long time. Which, you know, if we're going to be going back to the question, is this sustainable? Is this smart to train like this? Will this help him win the next fight? Does he need to do something like this to win the next fight? You know, the thing with this is that he's not really practicing his MMA, right? His fighting. This is more for muscle mass, muscle endurance, cardio, right? Strength, power, but now skill. Where is he training for skill? Because once you go into the ring, it's going to come down to skill as well. A lot of times, you know what happened to him on his last fight? He got knocked out, right? He got knocked out unconscious. And that can easily happen. So is he doing this is this a waste? Is he just risking his health? He might just be risking his health. He might just be overdoing it. He can be overtraining. Instead of building, he can go into catabolic state. You know, so a lot of this, I think the thing with David Goggins, a lot of it is more mind. So I think what they're doing is more training the mind, getting the mind to the next level. Because if the mind quits, the body quits. You see that? So what is he trying to do? Is he just trying to go all out in the octagon? Or is it smarter to train and get that skill sharp in order to prevent what happened to him on the last fight? Because you're going to need some skill to prevent from you getting knocked out. Right? Or is this going to toughen him up to where it's going to be hard for somebody to knock him out? Right? So he says that he's had a lot of great athletes over the years that wanted to train with him, but for some reason, miraculously, something came up and they never completed it. There is a look I see on the faces of people who are on the brink of quitting called the 1,000-yard stare. Yeah, it is true. It is true. Like every second hurts. Like you don't want to be there no more. You do not want to go through it. You don't want that feeling, right? So a lot of this is just endurance, muscle endurance, cardio endurance, strength, of course. There's a strength. And mental toughness. But does this build up MMA skill? Because Tony Ferguson, he's a good fighter. Oh, he has a lot of skill. But if you don't use it, you lose it. Right? If you don't use it, you'll lose it. There is a look in their faces, you know, the 1,000-yard stare. They start asking questions, when is this going to end, so on and so on. Yeah. This is when I usually start laughing my A off. I tell them it is time to pack your bag and go home. Yeah, David, that guy, he's mentally, that guy can go forever. You know, but there's also such a thing that we bring up called train smarter, not harder. Right? That's a military term. Smarter, not harder. So are they training smarter or harder? Right? So right here, I broke El Cucuy. El Cucuy, that's his nickname. Tony's nickname. El Cucuy is Tony's nickname. I broke El Cucuy on day one, or at least I thought I did. I had him deep in the hurt locker and figured the questions were soon to be coming. I told Kish late that night, this MF is done. This guy is hilarious. So David said, this MF, he's done. I broke him. And then he said, but I was wrong. He woke up on day two, even more fired up to go. There was never a question asked. His response was always the same. Okay, coach. Hey, Tony, he might be at David Goggins' level. How old is David Goggins? So we have Tony Ferguson, 39. And then we have David Goggins at age 48. Man, David Goggins is 48. Wow. At 48, still performing to that level is awesome. That's how far your mind can get you physically. You have to learn how to be tough mentally first. That's one motto that I have here in my gym and boot camp is the mind first. Train the mind first. The mind first. The body will follow and just strive. So it's mind, body, and strive. I always encourage my members. I always motivate my members. I give them little sayings. If it's too easy, it's not worth it. If it's too easy, make it harder. If it's barely burning, you'll get bare minimum results. So on and so on. So he said, but I was wrong. He woke up the next day even more fired up. After 11 p.m. on Wednesday night, when he could barely walk after having completed nearly 2 miles of walking lunges and a ton of other cardio and weight training, I figured I would put a fork in him and gut him. But the craziest thing happened. The MF gave me a crazy A smile, and I could tell that he had flipped the switch. I was there for the rebirth of El Cucuy. A crazy A smile. Yeah. Tony, he's around there. He's around that kind of mentality. Like, it'll be hard to break him mentally as well, right? But who broke him? Who recently knocked out Tony? Michael Chandler. Right? Let's go check it out. So this is what happened on Tony's fight. That other fight. Boom. So that's Chandler right there. That's who knocked out Tony. Look at, boom. That. Boom. Look at, knocked out. Look at that. And he fell like a sack of potatoes. That's how he got knocked out last time. Right there. That's what happened last time. His last fight. Brutal KO. Lights out. Fell. Even coming down, that hit also put a fork in him, and he got gutted. He got gutted by Michael Chandler. He knocked him out, put a fork in him, and gutted him. Right? Boom. Out cold. Look at, boom. Look at, oh man. Brutal knockout. Brutal. Right? So it continues, right? It happened somewhere on the Jacobs ladder at around 11 p.m. I knew then that the torture I was putting him through was no longer torture. See, like I said, like, okay, that's fine. That's fine if you're toughing them up mentally, right? Because once your mind is at a high level of intensity to where it can withstand, like, there's no way I'm gonna quit or stop. You can put your body through so much, and you can even hurt your body. You can even break your body. Your body will break before your mind does, if your mind is tough enough, which is good, right? Because you'll keep fighting in the octagon. You'll keep fighting no matter how tough it is or how tough the other opponent is. But the only bad thing is that what if the other opponent has a kick like Michael Chandler, or a punch or something, an elbow, a flying elbow, and it knocks him out again. So hopefully, maybe if he's tough enough, he can take a hit like he received from Michael Chandler and not get knocked out. Maybe this can be a good thing, is to not be able to get knocked out that easy. Or no, that wasn't easy. That was a big hit he took. So that type of hit, it's rare for somebody to still be standing after a hit like that. But is it possible? Yes. Jacob's ladder. What is that? Oh, okay, that's the ladder, the machine, right? I have some assault bikes here. I have a couple of assault bikes here in the facility, but I don't have the ladder. It looks pretty cool. It's huge. Yeah, so it's the whole Jacob ladder. It's like climbing, right? Climbing and upper body, lower body. Okay, so was no longer torture. So that's what David Goggins is he's torturing them. But the thing with David is that he goes through the torture with you. That's why it can be profitable, because it's easy to call commands, procedures, instructions, corrections, guidance, modifications. But to go through it with them, it's 10 times better. For your trainer to be in there with you, it's 10 times better. Look at. So they're going at it. So right here, and then in order to get through hell, you have to become the devil. And that night, the devil surfaced. And boy, was it a beautiful sight to behold. David, that guy's out of control, man. He's all about that whole going through some torture, like torturing himself. There's some people like that they love the torture, you know. But is it dangerous? Yeah, it is dangerous. We both laughed because we knew what was happening. A lot of people ask me if I think he will win his next fight. I don't have the first damn clue about that. That's up to Tony. Yeah, see, so apart from this kind of training right here, Tony needs to also be training in his skill. MMA, boxing, grappling, all that. On top of all this, would it be able to produce a good workout or a training day, like a MMA training day? Probably not, because he's gonna need to recover from this torture over here. So his training in MMA might be lacking, and you don't be lacking on your defensive and offensive movement when you go to the octagon, because you're gonna get knocked out unless, like I said, he's tough enough to take a few purpose knockout hits and not go down. What I do know is that the man who walks into the octagon on December 16th, so there you go, he'll be fighting on December 16th, so he still has around a little bit less than a month. Will be deeply changed, will be a deeply changed man, yeah, mentally. But skill-wise, I don't know. Sometimes when the fight is near, the warrior must go back home, because home is where the hell began. My friends, Tony is home. Hello, darkness, my old friend. See, David, he loves to get tortured. He tortures himself. Yeah. So a lot of people, let's see if anybody, a lot of people pay attention when we start training our American fighters this way. We won't be so mystified by what the digestians are accomplishing. Every human has a capacity they don't yet realize. Yep. You have to, yeah, you know, the whole warrior in you, we do have it in us. Like a lot of this, the whole training, trying to complete some kind of crazy training regimen is a mind first. If your mind ain't there, going into a hard workout regimen, although you know that workout regimen is necessary for you to be at a next level physically, if your mind ain't there yet, you're not gonna make it. Let me see if there's any backlash. Yeah, so that it's a good. When I heard about this, I'm like, man, that's a good match. But they're still different, and I think David Goggins can go harder than what he's giving Tony, but David can't fight like Tony can. See, so they both make a very good team, I think. So David Goggins will get him to be able to push himself, to be able to train even harder, better, and come out stronger, faster, right? And now put that on top of his fighting skills. You have a good recipe. So yeah, so there you have it. Hope you enjoyed my advice, my opinion, my reaction to this, the knowledge, the motivation. Get your own too. Don't be left behind by doing your bare minimum. Do your best. Do your best. That's all you gotta do. You ain't gotta go as fast as the person next to you, but go your fast. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button if you like these videos so I can know which ones you like, and I'll make more of the ones you like. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you on the next video.